And we're back. Technically, I don't do anything. I just snip my fingers and I just keep on talking. But anyway, here we go. All right, so this episode is called Family. And we basically get to see family of on Ruby's and Yang's side, and also on mostly Yang's side. But what's interesting in this episode is that it lays out the groundwork for this. How do I put this in words? It lays out the groundwork for something else that is going. Wait, no, actually, I gotta wait. I'm mixing things. Let's go back to the beginning. Let's start. Let's start over from the beginning. He's talking to himself in a mirror. He says hello. And then Ospin responds, "Hi, I'm Professor Ospin." What? What is up with this kid at this point? What is what is his importance as of right now, and how is Ospin talking to him at this point? Hmm. Very questionable. Very, very questionable. What does this mean? Why is Ospin telepathically, I guess, talking to this kid whose name is apparently what was it? Omar? Was it Omar? Omar, Oscar, something OR, something OR, OR. Oscar, Omar. Um, I can't think of anything else. One of those two. So he sees something, and then he starts checking himself in the mirror, and he's like, messing with his hair, and then he's like, "Hello." And then Ospin says, "Hi there, I'm Professor Ospin." I don't know. I honestly don't know what to think of it. I don't know what to think of it at this point. Um, it seems like a sound in his head because I'm starting to doubt my theory of the time rift at this point. Based on what I just saw, I'm starting to doubt the theory of the time rift. Unless if I want to still keep pushing it, it's a possibility that the time is almost aligning, and Ospin can now speak through different time zones, and he can hear him. But I don't know. That sounds really far fetched at this point. So Ospin is like a voice in his head. Hmm. Is there such a thing as ESP in Ruby at this point? I don't know. Hmm. I'm not sure. I'm really at a loss right now because I don't know where this falls in place. Um, Either ESP, some sort of projection, perhaps Oh, actually, how about oh man, what about if it's the same thing that's happening to Cinder? Because I think that Cinder might be having two souls battling inside of her, you know? What if Ospen is somehow possessing this kid and like, poltergeisting him? I don't know. I don't know what to think at this point. Um, but he introduced himself, which is weird. So if he's inhabiting this poor kid, I guess you would introduce yourself so that the kid knows who you are. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna play it safe with what I think I know so far, and I'm gonna say that Ospen. Yeah, I can't push the timeline anymore because it doesn't really seem like a timeline unless Ospen was in the future and he said these words, and then time went forward, and then the kid came in, and then he heard the words that Ospen spoke in the future just now. I guess, but I haven't really had anything to support that in Ruby so far, so I don't think, I don't know, I don't think I can push this. I don't think I can push it. So, so either Ospen is inhabiting the boy, or the boy is connected with Ospen somehow in one way or another telepathically, and he's able to listen to what Ospen has to say, or Ospen can communicate with him. Because, oh wait, now that I think about it, the boy was having that dream about the Council of Evil. So the boy is possible that he has the ability to connect and reach out mentally. So I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna go that he's connected with Ozpin in a telepathic kind of sense. So they're able to communicate with each other because he has that affinity to be able to reach out. I'm gonna go with that. So that's what's going on with this kid. Now, it was so nice to see Professor Port, Peter Port, and Dr. Ublik. Uh, I forgot his first name. Wow, I forgot his first name. Ublik. Dr. Ublik. Um, it's so nice to see them outside of the classroom. It's always such. It's not humbling. It's more like you get to see a side that you wouldn't really think of. And it's happened to me so many times in high school, and as well as in college, and also in basic training. There was a time where our company commanders, we met with them, and it was like this get together like a week or two before graduation, and we saw a side of them that we never thought existed. We just thought they were like these mean, intense, hardcore people, but we got to meet a side, the human side of them, and it was really something else. We even went to their houses because they lived on base housing, and we were like hanging out with like a Christmas dinner because it was during Christmas at the time, and it was a really nice experience when you're able to see the other side, the real side of people that you don't really consider at first. So that scene with the professors in Yang's house really kind of like it resonated with me in that similar scenario where I immediately remembered like, oh man, that reminds me of that one time. And I can see that. I get it. And they're joking around. They're having fun. They're not. They don't have this image to upkeep of professionalism and the boundary between teacher student relationship. Um, So that was really nice to see and enjoy, and apparently something about a skirt and crow and nice legs. So that's really funny. The jab that Tai took to Yang really was unexpected. Everybody everybody was like, and then Ooblik asks, "Are we talking about the Goliath in the room?" Which is, I guess, the same phrase that we would use about the elephant in the room. Sometimes when something happens, you can't really joke about it until a certain time frame passes and people are able to like accept that that incident happened and we can move on from that point forward. So when he threw that jab and it seemed like everything was so recent, everybody was like, "Ugh." And then she took it lightly. She's able to roll with the punches, so to say. So at that point, it lets you understand that it's okay to joke about that incident that happened. No matter how terrible it may be, we've kind of like accepted it and moved on. She might still be struggling with her internal um, issues, but it seems that she's open to joke about it in a way where she's not easily offended by it, so to say. So that's progress in the right direction. Um, Great support from Ty saying that, yeah, this that you have now, this is you, but it doesn't mean that from now on you're limited for the rest of your life. It just means that the difficulty level in your life has been increased slightly, and now it's up to you to decide if you want to keep idle where you're at or if you want to push through with your new, I don't want to call it a handicap, but with your new not a limit. Okay, limitation is probably the best word here. With your new limitation, and you know, if you have the right mental attitude, if you have the right mindset, you propose your goal, you propose your objective, and you push through, you can achieve anything that you want. But if you just think to yourself that since I'm not what I used to be, and I am no longer able to return to what I used to be, then chances are you're going to become stuck in a rut and you won't be able to get out of it. And you'll stay there, idle, stuck, unable to progress forward anymore. So, Tai expresses that in a way that she can understand it. And it seems to progress also the fact that maybe she might have felt like a burden in a way when she was hanging out the window when Ty was talking about them. Hey, are you going to go after Ruby? Well, I would, but I have another daughter that I think needs me more right now. And that may have made Yang felt a bit like a burden. Um, so that could be also a determining factor of her looking to progress forward, installing the arm and getting started, as Ty said. Um, Ruby, John, Nora, and Ren um, enjoying themselves because they don't find any Grim along the way. Yeah, I guess we're lucky. But it's cute that Uncle Crow was keeping an eye on their nephew and friends, making sure that they don't get bothered by the Grim. And Raven was also around. Now, let's move on to the part that I started talking in the beginning because I got carried away. Raven has just presented to us different factions or different groups that share similar objectives but are not quite working together. She also mentions this particular tribe in which she and Crow came from. Now, eventually down the line, I'm guessing Crow left the tribe and went to not move in, but associated with the hunters and huntresses, and in particular with Ozpin. And now he works, or he used to work, for Ozpin. And that group that works behind the shadows, keeping things safe and looking out for important things that might affect the world of Remnant, so to say. So, I don't know what the tribe is, but apparently there were thieves and killers. So it was a bad organization. Could it be a tribe of bandits? Perhaps. I'm not quite certain at this point. Oh, but Crow left. Raven didn't. Raven stayed behind. And while they might be sharing a similar objective, it seems that they have different approaches on how to get to where they need to get. There is this relic also that is mentioned by Raven, and she's really concerned if Salem has the relic. Crow doesn't really directly answer, and instead poses questions of his own by requesting to know if they know, as in Raven and the tribe, if they know where the Spring Maiden is, because nobody has able to been excuse me, nobody has been able to locate the Spring Maiden. And that includes the psycho guy from the Council of Evil and everybody else in the group of the Huntsman's Guild, so to say, to come up with a better name for now. Now, what does this mean exactly? It means that there's more organizations, and it opens the door to possibility of even more organizations besides the Huntsman's Guild, besides Raven's Tribe, and besides Salem's Council of Evil. It opens the door to maybe other organizations that are all aware of what the major roles or the major events taking place in the world of Remnant are, and therefore might or might not eventually down the line cross paths and in conflict or as alliances. Um, so that's what this presents us now. What else seemed really important? I think that's it. So, so what we have at this point is just story development. We're preparing the stage for what's going to start happening later on down the line. But the important things to remember from this, I guess, exposition episode is there are such a things as relics. There's a tribe of thieves and killers of which Crow and Raven originally came from. This Omar Oscar boy is telepathically connected to Ozpin. And Yang is getting ready to move on with her life. Are the major things that I think matter here. But it's something, it really is. Hmm. I can't think of anything else at the moment. So let's leave it here. Thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate everything that you do. You guys are awesome. You really are. And I mean it. Every time I say it, I know it sounds repetitive, but I really mean it. So thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for just, enjoying these videos if you enjoy them, or I, I mostly appreciate the commenting and because I get to talk to you guys, and that's always cool. Um, really quick information. Should probably have said this before. Um, Nexus Kid and Hand to Mouth from the community, from you guys, they're starting this thing in which they're requesting people to join. I was told I was forbidden to go anywhere near that comment that has a link. I read the comment, unfortunately, but I don't think there was anything that spoiled much. Just click on this link if you want to do something. We have an idea, something like that. But anyway, it's pinned in the last video of the Doki Doki series on episode 10, part 2. Um, so go check it out. Take a look, ask questions, get some more information, and I don't know, help them out. I don't know what they're doing, but they're doing something, and they're acting very suspicious. But I will find out eventually. Oh, I will. Maybe not. But yeah, let's leave it here. Once again, thank you so much, and until next time, take care, and bye bye.
ふわふわふわふわふわふわりくるくるくるくるくるくる回るのふわふわふよふよふわふわりうるるくるくるふわふわ飛び出したの